Hi everyone, I am Muhammad Bilal and you are watching Trendsetters Academy. So today in this lecture I will tell you about what really the behavior of the activities are in Android. Like you are creating some sort of an activity, what really the methods are there, like an on create and how the. So let's start the lecture and we will see what really the things are going on here. So here is the things telling us an activity represents a single screen with a user interface. For example, an email application might have one activity that shows a list of new emails, another activity to compose an email, and another activity for reading emails. So there are three activities that are creating. So if an application has more than one activity, then one of them should be marked as the activity that is presented when the application is launched. So this means that the first activity, that one of three activities, must be the starting activity. So you can say it must be the driver activity. Okay, so if you have worked in with C or C++ or Java programming language, then you must have seen that your program starts from main function. So this means that I'm saying that there must be some sort of main, that how the thing is going around here, from where the application might be start. Okay, so very similar way Android system initiates its program within an activity starting with a call on create callback method. So you can you see my previous lectures there. Whenever I create a new activity or create some sort of application there, you see there's an on create method in activity. What it do, it just call the activity. Okay, so there are a sequence of callback methods that start up an activity and a sequence of callback methods that triggers down an activity as shown in the below activity lifecycle. So this is the life cycle of your activity. So here is an on create method which created. When this method is created, what it happen, it go in on start, and on start method is already created there in your background. Okay, you may create it or not, it's created hard coded in your activity. Okay, so if you created it, just started visible. Okay, and then it's on resume, and when it goes towards the on resume, then you can pause it or either you can flow it. It depends on you. Okay, so the thing is going around here, when you want to stop or hide your program, you can hide it, and then it goes towards the destroyed. This means the activity is just fine end. Okay, so here we will see the description here, what it is saying there. So I am following the tutorial points here. You can go and watch the things there. The tutorial point is so awesome because it's selling the thing so easily. So I'm just following this. So let's see what the other things are here. The activity class defines the following callback, that is events. You don't need to implement all the callback methods. However, it's important that you understand each one and implement those that ensure your app behaves the way users expect. Okay, so I hope you understand this thing. That's quite so easy. So there are some description about the methods. On create the first callback and called when the activity is first created, and then on start, this callback is called when the activity becomes visible to the user. So this means that when on create is created, okay, so what it happened, it called the activity in first created, it called the activity. So on start when it invokes when the user, when the activity is visible to the user. Okay, so there's an on resume. So this is called when the user starts interacting with the application. So when you want to interact, when you are clicking or when you are watching and when you are scrolling the application. Okay, and there is an on pause. So what it happened, the paused activity does not receive user input and cannot execute any code and called when the current activity is being paused and the previous activity is being resumed. Okay, so you understand this thing. On stop, this callback is called when the activity is no longer visible. Okay, fine with this thing. On destroy, this call method is called before the activity is destroyed by the system, and on restart, this callback is called when the activity is restart after stopping it. Okay, like you are receiving some sort of an error, application is stopped because of some error, some issue, and then you restart. So on restart is called at that time. Okay, so there is a simple example here. These examples will take you through a simple steps to show Android application activity lifecycle. Follow the below mentioned steps to modify the Android application we created in Hello World example chapter. Okay. So here is a code here. You will use Eclipse ID or Android application and the name the Hello World, and the package Hello World is explained in the Hello World chapter. Modify the main activity as explained below. Keep rest file unchanged. Run the application to launch the emulator. So what you really need to do, you have to go and create some new project. Okay, and for my previous lecture you will see there how I created my new project and how I describes these things there. Okay, these all things, what really these are almost the same steps, like what you do, it's just following just main activity there. Okay, just a simple single activity, so don't worry about this thing. So what you do here is create some sort of project, and there is the main activity, so it provides some sort of message. Android, it just pass this to string, and there is an on create called when the activity is first created. Okay, called when the activity is first created. So there is an override method. What you do here when you on created method, you just override it by this activity. Okay, so override it by this activity. Just remember this thing, every method that we are going to study, we are studying here, are just extend or just override it from this activity class. Okay, so what it happened here, this is the on create method. So what you do, it just called when the activity is first created, when the activity is created. Okay, when this activity is created and when this activity is launched and visible on the screen, then this message is shown on the screen, whatever the message is there. Let's see what the message is showing. You will see the output there. So it just show us every message here, like it just calling super dot on start. Okay, super dot on resume to call the same activity there. Okay, so here are the other things, on pause, on stop. So it just cover all the methods there. Okay, so what it happen here is an activity class loads all the UI components using the XML file available layout on the project. Following the statement loads UI components. Okay, so there is an XML, okay, activity underscore main XML. You understand with this thing. So here you will see this is the main activity, main XML. Okay, so just write hello world or whatever you want to write. So now what we really need to see is the life cycle of Android, how this thing is going on. So these are some manifest files. Don't worry about this thing, it's just set by default. Okay, so just run the program and you will see here the first on create event, these are the outputs. Okay, so this is the output here. Okay, so when you run the program, you will see the first invoke method is on create, then on start, then on resume event. Okay, so this is the way how the thing is going on. Then when you pause the button, okay, when you pause the button, what it happen, this means when you close the application. Okay, let us try to click a right button, okay, on Android emulator, and it will generate the following event. So this thing means like when you pause your application. Okay, like when you receive a call, your application pause. Okay, so this thing is what it happen, it invokes this method. And when you want to stop your application, when you want to stop, like you're playing some sort of game and you want to stop it and you want to open some another application. So what it happen here is when you want to open another application and you want to stop it, so there is a stop method, it calls this stop method. Okay, so these are quite two different methods, not the same. Just remember this thing. And on start is like when you are going to start your application. Okay, so this is the thing there. Let us try to get into menu button on the Android emulator, it generate the following event message logit. Okay, so when you click on the menu button, what will happen, it will show you the different message screens. Okay, like behind stopped methods, and when you are click on the application that are already paused or stopped, so when you open it, it will start again. And on resume is the same as that. Okay, So there are some other. Next, let's again try to click back button on the Android emulator. It will generate the following event message located with the clips. Okay, lifecycle for an Android application. The on pause event, the on stop, the on destroy method. So this is the way really what it happened here is on destroy method, and the things are going clear. So this is all about the life cycle of Android, like how this thing is working and how this thing is going on. I hope you understand this thing. Stay with me. We will develop some awesome applications there, and don't forget to subscribe. Just go on with the things, and good luck. Bye bye. Ta-da.